Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Empire Faucets single lever RV kitchen faucet. Now this is going to be in a nice brushed nickel finish like this, and it's also available in matte black. This faucet is going to be a great upgrade for anyone that wants to replace maybe an old broken faucet, or even just give it a nice new look and upgrade the overall aesthetics of your kitchen. This is gonna stand out from other faucets in the fact that it is all stainless steel construction. So it has a very nice sturdy feel to it, especially as I move our handle here. We do have some ceramic disc cartridges there, so this isn't gonna drip over time. It's gonna be maintenance free and just hold up overall. So being stainless, it's also gonna be rust proof. Now our previous one was chrome finished, but is all ABS. So it's plastic and it feels like plastic. It's kind of cheap, and you can actually hear right there, our cartridges are already kind of squeaking. Also, this one is missing the aerator, and that's why we're upgrading. This one does have a built-in aerator, so that's going to be nice for aerating the water that comes out, making it nice and easy to suds up, wash your hands, wash your dishes, or whatever you may have in your sink. Now this does have a 360-degree rotation on the gooseneck head itself. You also have an articulating head, so you can kind of get that perfect angle into the sink wherever you need it to go. Now this is a single hole design, so all of your plumbing actually feeds through the center, but not to worry if you have a 3-hole, as it does come with this stainless deck plate that looks just as good and feels just as nice as the rest of the faucet. Now something I really like about this faucet is the actual fittings that you're going to be screwing your water connections onto are denoted as red and blue, so you know exactly which one needs to go to hot and cold. Now with this deck plate, I do recommend putting a little bit of caulk underneath that, whether it be clear or white, whatever you'd like, and that way when it does sandwich down, it's going to create a nice watertight seal. That way if water sits on this edge, it's not going to leak down into your actual cabinets underneath. Now speaking of installation, we're going to walk you through it and show you the steps to get yours installed. Now to install our faucet, we're going to simply make sure that we have our gasket in this collar here. And we're going to be putting this through our deck plate. And then just simply slide these down. So underneath, we actually have a gasket, and we're going to be feeding this over those hot and cold lines. And then we have this split, which is kind of nice for this washer. That's going to go kind of right under there. And then we're going to follow it up with this. This is a really nice device. This is going to thread onto that shank. A lot of the other ones are kind of hard to get your fingers on, especially in a tight spot. This one makes it really easy to just be able to kind of screw this on. So let's go ahead and we'll get these on. So now we can go ahead and we can feed our gasket and our washer over these to the shank. Come back with our collar here. And you might just pull on the hot and cold lines just to kind of make sure the shank is straightened up. And then make sure your threads are on there nice and square before tightening this down. And make sure before you really crank this down, you have your base plate or your deck plate here set how you want it, and also you have your faucet actually aligned where you want it as far as your handle. And then once you have that in place, I'm going to just go ahead and hold that as I tighten on the bottom. And you're not going to have to get too terribly tight, just as much as you can, at least with your hands. Don't use tools on this. And once that cinches up, this should be nice and secure. Now we can go ahead and hook up our water lines. It's kind of nice here. We have red and blue denoting our hot and cold. So just as we did to remove them, we'll go ahead and just hand tighten these collars on. Now we can go ahead and do the same for our cold line. And to get a little extra tight if you want to, you can actually see that the fitting that we've screwed into is actually a hex, so you can put a wrench on there. And now you don't want to use the wrench on here. You're simply going to hold that blue as you tighten this down with your fingers. And then once you have that tight, you should be good. Now at this point, you can go ahead and turn the water back on to the camper. Now make sure your faucet's closed, and that way it can actually build pressure in the lines, and you can see if there's any leaks occurring where we've actually attached to our water lines. And assuming you don't have any leaks, you're ready to use your faucet. Now if you do have any leaks, I suggest shutting that water off, bleeding out the system, and then just go back and reseat them. You may want to use that method to put the actual wrench on there and tighten down with your thumbs. That might help seat it a little bit better. But assuming you have no leaks, you're ready to use your faucet. And that was a look and installation of the Empire Faucets single lever RV kitchen faucet, available in brushed nickel as well as matte black. Thanks for watching.